welcome to the show. We'll be talking about movies today, and to set it all up, these are just our opinions, but they are the only opinions we have to offer. And my guest panel today, which kind of looks like a rogues lineup, Dave Congalton, KVEC radio and very successful author.
Hi, Rick.
Book on. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you, sir.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Bob Whiteford of Insomniac Video.
Good
knows
to
more
see you,
about
Rick.
movies and video, and of course Jim D, owner of the Palm Theater.
Rick.
Thank you, gentlemen, for coming by.
Thank you, Rick.
A little warm in here. I read something just before I came to work today, and it said psychiatrists say that 1 in 4 people suffer from mental illness. Now, I know Jim's all right, and I'm pretty sure you are, and I know I am. So, Bob, I guess that leaves you.
Hey, check out the suit. Check out the well-dressed man.
I'm one well-dressed guy.
Yes, you are. You look
and yes,
sharp.
I will be proud to wear the mentally ill banner for the show.
There you
Rick.
go. And before we go any further, we have to get this out of the way, okay? We've got to get the Nixon impression out of the way because we may end up talking about Nixon the movie. Okay, you ready? Give him a good close-up, gentlemen. There we go.
Hello, Rick. Hi, San Luis Obispo. I am your president, Richard Nixon, and I just want to say I'm not a crook, never have been. My wife, Pat, had a nice cloth coat, good, sturdy Republican coat. Remember to vote Republican. And don't read the Washington Post because they're a bunch of stupid.
Well, that's more than enough. Thank you very much, Bob.
You're welcome.
Really good.
Yeah, Bob Whiteford, ladies and
Now,
gentlemen.
I heard you on the radio last week, and you did somebody else, and it really sounded, that sounded like
Edith.
LBJ to me. I'm sorry. But you did one last week on Dave's show. Do you remember who it was?
Edith Bunker.
Was it Edith Bunker?
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't heard that.
I
Oh,
watch too much
Oh,
television.
God,
Rick.
Archie will be turning over in his grave. That
I'm
poor man.
sure
By the way,
he
what do you
will.
think about the passing of Carol O'Connor, Jim?
You know, it's not movie oriented, but John Lee Hooker, great blues man, passed away, and then right next to it was Carol O'Connor, and I just thought, you know, in two mediums, you know, great legendary musician, and then one of the great actors, and we talked about him on the radio show as far as not only just being Archie Bunker, but he had a big movie career.
yeah.
Wonderful actor, and you know, I was thinking about our discussion about Carol O'Connor and Archie Bunker after the radio show, how he took Ralph Cramden sort of to another
Didn't he?
Yes.
level.
Yeah.
And of course, I was wondering if Ralph Cramden would have been, as you know, a bigot. You know, he more of a Ralph Cramden, maybe even more of a blue collar worker than
Absolutely.
Carol O'Connor.
there was an article in the LA Times today just on that notion, and I guess Carol O'Connor and Jackie Gleason used to write letters back and forth during All in the Family. And Carol O'Connor supposedly wrote in a letter to Jackie Gleason, I'm doing a lot of what you did in your character. And Jackie Gleason wrote back saying, but you're also doing a lot of things I wish I could have done or should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time, television hadn't stretched that far. I remember the initial episode of that, seeing it for the first time, and they put up the warning there, almost like...
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that?
First few episodes,
Yeah,
they had
they
the
sure did.
disclaimer.
Subject matter, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk a little bit about some of the past movies, and then we'll get into some of the new summer releases that probably none of us have seen yet. How did you feel about the winning Gladiator being Best Picture last year? Jim, how about you first?
Well, I'm not qualified because I didn't even see the picture.
Oh, you didn't?
No, didn't even see
You have to
Gladiator.
get Charter Cable Digital. Like
right.
I told
I guess
you,
I
you get
do.
that 15 times a week.
Operators standing by.
So I can't comment,
Okay.
really.
But you liked, as I recall, you liked the one with Ed, but it's going right out of my head, about the artist.
Pollock was a good
Pollock.
one. I don't
Yeah.
think it was up for Best Picture.
No, it
but
wasn't, but-
the Mary Gay Harden or
Mary Gay Harden.
Marcia Gay Harden
Marcia
was
Gay Harden.
won Best Supporting
yeah.
Actress, which was great. It was nice to see Hollywood recognizing a smaller film like Pollock with that award.
Isn't she doing television now, a new series? I thought I read about this. somewhere.
Yeah, I've heard that too, but the name of the series is escaping me. She is
So
on
many of them
something.
be coming out, as a matter of fact. Anthony Quinn, by the way, the week before that, boy, that was kind of a shocker. I just thought
Great
he'd
one.
live forever.
The Guns of Navarone,
Guns of
one of the
Navarone,
all-time great movies.
Guadalcanal
Yes.
Diary.
Probably
Oh,
another
one
one
of
that
my
Rick
personal
doesn't like.
favorites.
Guadalcanal Diary.
You bet.
Saw it as a kid, and I remember, and I told you this, that I remembered that, and haven't seen it since. He played Seuss, and that was, I think that's the film that really catapulted him after that. Would I be right or not?
I think so.
Yeah, and I remember him jumping over the sandbank and turning in the air like that and pulling up his Thompson submachine gun and his hat fell. Remember that like yesterday?
And also back to Bataan, where
Like
him
that
and
too,
the Duke once
with Wayne.
again taking on the Japanese.
Well, I can do him pretty bad. Pretty bad.
And Jim, who do you do?
Yeah.
I'm bad at impressions, really bad. Where did Zorba the Greek come in with regard to those Anthony Quinn movies?
Much later.
Because that was in the early 60s, I
Right,
think.
so.
I would say about
Yeah.
64, 65.
So I guess you always think of him as Zorba as
Yeah,
well. So
a lot of people do. However, I remember him in Barnabas and all those great movies that he appeared in, and Guns and
Guns and Navarone.
Yeah, that was super. Anyway, Gladiator, how about you?
Well, Rick, I'm kind of I have a split decision in regards to Gladiator. I saw it. I didn't think it was as bad as I thought it was
Might
going to
be.
be. However, for the sword and sandal genre, I would recommend to anybody who liked Gladiator, please check out Stanley Kubrick's Spartacus and Anthony Mann's Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire with James Mason
Well, that was
and
good.
Alec Guinness. I mean, those are great films. And I think Gladiator was kind of a melding of both movies.
I agree
and
with that.
you know, the one thing I will say about Gladiator that made me very happy was seeing Richard Harris and Oliver Reed, though I understand he passed away
So I heard.
during
yeah.
the filming, arm wrestling a sailor in a Maltese bar. What a way to go. God bless him.
We're going to take a very short break, and we'll get back and get Dave's opinion of Gladiator and more talk about the movies.
See any good movies lately?
Mattress and Bed Superstore proves that the top name brands Sealy Posturepedic doesn't have to be expensive. Only $4.99 for a queen-size set. Sealy is #1 in sales and customer satisfaction surveys. Free delivery and setup, or free bed frame with qualifying purchase, and free removal of old bedding at Mattress and Bed Superstores in the Laguna Village Shopping Center, San Luis Obispo, and Albertson Center in Atascadero. But hurry, sale ends soon.
The Box Express carries boxes for shipping or moving, UPS, FedEx, private mailboxes, notary service, packaging supplies, and is a utility pay station. Go see Lisa at Box Express.
If dedicated, high-level personal service is important to you, when you're ready to buy or sell coins, stamps, gold, or silver, then California Coin and Stamp is your store. You'll find Alan and Lois Crawford there to help you 6 days a week, and you can find them at 253B Granada Way, San Luis Obispo, off South Higuera between Tank Farm Road and Prado Road, or give them a call at 541-8775, 541-8775, and tell them Rick sent you.
We're back now. I just want to show you something came in the junk mail yesterday, and my granddaughter was with me at the time. I opened this, and I don't know if you can see this. Why are they sending me this? And I said that out loud, and Ashley said, because you are important. I love that. Anyway, that's what happens when you're my age. All right, we're back to our talk about Gladiator, last year's winner of the Academy Award Best Picture. What did you think of it, David?
I think I liked it better than Bob or Jim. I would have hoped that Traffic would have won Best Picture.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
I thought that was the best picture last year.
By the way, I couldn't watch Spartacus one more time because it's just too damn sad, but what a wonderful film it was.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about Traffic. I made a note on that, a mental note. I rented that the other night. I was trying to get Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and try that. But I ended up with Traffic. I don't get it. I know Soderbergh's a hero of all of you, but I didn't like the color. I got tired of reading the captions after a while because I wanted to watch Benicio del Toro act since he won the
Best Supporting Actor.
Best Supporting Actor.
Well deserved.
I thought it was a piece of garbage. I really did. Now,
Really?
somebody defend it and tell me, because that's why you're here, and tell me how stupid I am that I didn't like it. I can take it.
Bob?
Really?
We're on Rick's hot seat.
If you don't like a movie, you don't like a movie.
that's
You don't like
fine.
Casablanca, that's fine. I don't like 2001. If you don't like, if
that's
you don't like traffic,
sacrilege.
yeah, I know. But hey, if you don't like traffic, that's fine.
Okay.
I thought.
But why did you like it so much?
I liked it on every level. I loved the characters. I love the idea of Michael Douglas as the drug czar, who was battling his own personal demons within his family. But then when you come out of that movie, to me, you realize how futile this whole drug war is.
There is no drug war. I mean,
it's just pointless.
It's a battle that can't be won.
Right.
Okay, that's
you didn't get that out of that.
I did get that out of it, but it didn't bother me one way or another. You know, I didn't come away feeling. You have to root for somebody, and I didn't feel that terribly sorry for Michael Douglas' character because, after all, I mean, he had a pretty good position there, and yes, he did have the battle fighting his daughter's drug battles and so forth. It just didn't hit me right. And let me, while we're on that subject, Jim, maybe you can help me. There have been several movies, including Traffic, and the other one that sticks in my mind is Payback with Mel Gibson. When did they start going to this faded look on the prints where it's almost black and white, and then they bring a little bit of color in, and then they go back out again? I want to adjust the set. Do you know when that has that been going on for a while, and I just haven't seen enough of it? It's
probably a decision between the director and the cinematographer where they really want their film to look a certain way, and I think in the case of Traffic, I think it just, you know, get away from the Hollywood gloss, and you're just right in the thick of it, sort of a breakneck, you know, you don't think about a director saying cut or, you know, some fancy sets. You're just in the thick of it, and you're moving along with it. And directorial and cinematographer decisions. You know, I remember a film, Baghdad Cafe. When we showed it, it had this odd yellow tint to it because it took mainly in the desert. It came out on video. It looked more normal, which was odd. But you start looking at this picture, and it has this yellow tint on the screen. And you're going. And then when you got into the movie, it just seemed to work. And that's just one odd example. But motion pictures can look completely different from. I mean, a choice of a director to use black and white nowadays too. Yeah,
I don't mind if it's all black and white. I expected it. You know?
It's very rare, but you know, if they take that chance, they're obviously going for a certain feel and a certain gut feeling. I think when you see something in black and white.
That was the other thing that kind of threw me about Traffic too, David. The shots down in Mexico, it looked like they were shot with a very poor Super 8 camera.
He did a lot of handheld shooting.
He must have.
Yeah,
it was a little faded. Did you enjoy the movie?
Oh, yes, I did, Rick.
Well, it's 3-1 then. I must be the one mentally deficient.
No.
You finally found them.
Well, you know what I liked about the Mexican sequences where they're filmed in that kind of washed out Super 8, I thought added to the effectiveness of the sequences. Benicio del Toro is in a kind of a moral vacuum. He's trying to fight drugs, yet the people who are in charge of him are dealing drugs, and he's trying to maneuver. He has very little moral maneuvering room, and I thought that helped make his sequence even more effective, because when you switch back to the stark contrast of Southern California, where what's her name?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I mean, you look at that and you see the contrast, just visually, you're seeing two worlds apart.
I see your point there, yeah. I didn't really dislike it. I just didn't like it nearly as much as I thought because of all
the hype.
Yeah,
that's why if you're going to see a movie, you got to see it right away.
Okay. Let's take up the. Have all of you or any of you ever watched the Actors Studio on Bravo or whatever it is?
Right.
Do you enjoy it?
I like the actors, but I hate the moderator.
That guy's
creepy. He's so creepy.
Well, what are you going to say about me when he leaves here?
And pay it forward. That was one of your most outstanding roles.
and he just goes on. And what women want. That was a great role. Tell us all about it.
If you saw Mike Myers on the show, he started to do Lipton, and it was great.
Oh, did he? You know, the only thing I don't like about it, and we'll get your opinions on this too, but the thing I don't like about it is this. For example, Christopher Walken was guest last week, I believe it was. Christopher Walken, to me, can play the creepiest roles in the movies of anybody I can think of. Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead and True Romance, which brings up another thing, by the way. When I found out this guy's funny, I mean, he's really funny, and he started out as a song and dance man. I can't help thinking when I watch him anymore, this guy's not scary, he's funny. You know what I mean? Now, does it hit you that way? That's why I don't like to know how a movie is made, by the way.
I've heard a lot about that from people lately with DVD.
Yeah.
The extras where they go into the making of the film.
Yeah.
It seems to ruin the illusion.
It does to me. Another short break? Thank you, Annie. We'll be right back.
Here at the Computer Junkyard, we offer used and refurbished computers, printers, complete systems, motherboards, hard drives, keyboards, mouses, and various cards like sound, network, and video cards. You name it, if it goes into a computer, we're likely to have it.
Home Appliance Center is your one-stop local superstore for all major appliances. Family owned and operated since 1985, Home Appliance Center features factory-authorized sales and service of all major brands, including Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and GE. Plus, you can save money on as-is appliances, all with full factory warranties. Same-day delivery and service in most cases. So come to Home Appliance Center at 951 Grand Avenue in Arroyo Grande and have a honey of a day.
For great food in a cheery atmosphere, try the new Station Grill for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Burgers, chicken, deli sandwiches, salads, and more. Station Grill at the corner of Highway 1 and Grand, adjacent to the rail station in Grover Beach. Call 489-3030. Ladies, browse through the wonderful selection of affordable fashions at Les Boutiques. 60% new, 40% pre-owned merchandise, 100% affordable.
Everybody's shopping at As Seen on TV, the most unique store on the Central Coast. As Seen on TV stocks everything you'd like to order from TV infomercials for less. There's no shipping and handling costs, so you save money. There's no waiting, and you can check out the product before you buy. Come in and browse at As Seen on TV, open 7 days a week in the Ralph Shopping Center, 871 Oak Park Boulevard, Pismo Beach. As Seen on TV, call 481-3776.
Hi, we're Chris and Karen of the Station Grill in Grover Beach. We'd like to thank you for watching Rick at Night and invite you in to try our food.
Oh, we're back. Okay. Showing you some of the new movie posters of some of the movies you'll be seeing this summer. Down here is AI, that stars Haley Joel Osment, and I'm not sure who else. Here's Jurassic Park 3. You can look forward to that. I don't know how many of you have seen Tomb Raider, but a lot of you must have, because their box office take for the weekend was very, very high. What's this one here, Jim? Can you tell over here?
I think there's a new Jackie Chan. It's the second film.
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
Oh, Rush Hour 2, probably.
The first
yeah.
one was very successful, and that was a film that had not a huge budget and made lots of money. So, and that's. I think studios prefer to have a lower budget movie that makes millions instead of having the $200 million movie that has to make $400 million.
By the way, while I'm talking with you, Jim, what do you have going on, I think, a week ahead at the Palm Theater?
We have a new film from Bruce Beresford, who is Australian director who did Breaker Morant and Tender Mercies. His new one.
Movies.
His new one is called Bride of the Wind. We've got a film that was written by Jennifer Jason Lee and directed by her called The Anniversary Party. And a real turnabout for Ben Kingsley. He plays a hardened criminal in a film called Sexy Beast.
Oh, I read all about that. I guess he's really a bad guy.
Yeah, they say he's the opposite of Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Yeah. So that's coming about the middle of July to the Palm. Okay. So we've got some strong stuff.
Some very eclectic stuff over there. You really do. And what about you, Bob? Anything really hot in some of the old videos? What's the hottest video that you sell at Insomniac? Most requested, maybe.
Rick Does Dallas.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Just a suburb.
Let's see. Well, what's big right now with us is Two Family House,
yes.
One of the best films of last year.
Two Family House. I missed that one.
You've got to see this.
Really?
Written, produced, and cast by the people who did The Sopranos TV show. It has Michael Rispoli in a lead role, Jackie Aprile. It's a wonderful film about a love affair and dreams in 1956 New York. Highly recommend it.
Based on a true story.
House. Okay. Yeah, I heard you on your show, this has been months ago, but you were really high on Being John Malkovich.
Being John Malkovich is a great movie. The one that I've been seeing a lot on Charter Digital TV that I'm a big fan of is The Limey.
Oh, the Limey is excellent,
with
too.
Steven Soderbergh again.
I started watching Being John Malkovich the other night, but I found myself squinting, you know, when he went out and
Yeah.
Well, I did.
You would like Two Family House.
I'll watch
because it's about a guy who starts off being a singer in the military. He's in the service, and he's recruited to sing for Arthur Godfrey.
That all happened.
And it never worked for this guy.
Didn't work for me. That all happened.
You see this movie.
Okay.
Absolutely. This could be the Rick Martel story.
We really like it.
It's funny stuff. What is your favorite movie? Do you have a favorite movie of all time?
I go with the 2 C's, Casablanca and Chinatown.
Chinatown I really did like. Yeah. How about you, Bob?
Well, that's a tough one. I would go with The Best Years of Our Lives, 1946, and 1958's It, the Terror from Beyond Space with Marshall Thompson are my
the
favorite.
Monster from Piedras Blancas. That's
up there too.
Big,
You bet.
And how about you, Jim? This must be difficult for you because you've seen so many.
Well, I go with the directors. I, of course, like Stanley Kubrick, Kurosawa, pretty much anything by John Huston. So it's almost, I go for the directors. I mean, I can always watch Treasure of Sierra Madre or Maltese Falcon, most all of Stanley Kubrick's films. Anything by Akira Kurosawa.
Okay, while we're on directors, how many of you are just totally enamored with Hitchcock's work? Because I'm not one of them again.
I am.
I am.
And I figured you all were. All right. And
most of it.
Now I'll just give you my opinion, then you can give me yours real quick. The reason I'm not, I thought most of the stories were thin. I'm not just being ornery here. Most of them are thin. I don't think I thought the acting was stilted in North by Northwest and Vertigo. And
wash your mouth out.
That's cool.
Wash your mouth out.
And Psycho didn't scare me.
Psycho and North by Northwest were just chosen as the top four in the top four thrillers
That's
of all
why I'm
times.
bringing it up. Okay. I hate the phony backgrounds that they used in all of them, including North by Northwest. I don't understand all of this. Now, I'll tell you this much. I loved his television series.
Great TV show.
Defend him a little more there. Not that he needs to be.
In 30 seconds. Again,
really.
If you like Hitchcock, fine. If you don't like Hitchcock, that's fine too.
Why would I like his television series much better than most of his movies, though?
That's very puzzling, Ricky. I
Going
can't
back to
say
the
as I
opening,
can.
1 and 4 is...
I think when you look at his long career, you can go back to as early as Rebecca and Notorious, and you've got some great films there. But the newer side, I mean, Vertigo. I mean, I think you can look at the basic story, and then you can look at what's behind it. Like, you know, Jimmy Stewart not only physically has vertigo, but he himself is plunging when he's trying to be obsessively turning this woman into a woman he thinks is dead.
I just, I thought Rear Window and Vertigo was just kind of silly. And
here's a guy who did back-to-back. He did Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, and The Birds. But Rick doesn't like them.
That's okay.
Now, I'm not saying I don't like them. I think that there's... Hey, I didn't like the Kingston Trio when they were popular. Okay?
Well, that's another show, Ricky.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out why. Because he's...
Well, who's your favorite director?
Actually, the one in the back here. Clint George is my favorite director.
Who's your favorite movie director?
Probably Fred Zinnemann.
Yeah. But you don't like High Noon?
I didn't like that particular movie, no, but I liked, on the other one, John Frankenheimer, maybe of all time. Maybe of all time.
7 Days in May.
7 Days in May. I'm glad you brought that up. I thought that was a terrific, terrific movie. I can't believe the time has gone already. Real quickly, though, you have your writers' conference coming up when?
September.
And
14th and 15th.
People can...
they can call 546-3132, operator standing by.
All right. Thank you very much. Please attend the Palm Theater. Please go to Insomniac Video and listen to Dave on KVEC Radio. We'll be right back with the song spot, and thank you for looking in, folks. See you next week.
Mattress Outlet, your lowest price. Mattress Source, the largest selection. Great prices too. With same-day delivery, it's so easy to do. Factory direct means savings to you. Mattress Outlet, your lowest price. Mattress Source.
Let Meeks light up your life with a wonderful selection of lamps and lighting, both indoor and outdoor lights for residential, commercial, and landscaping, plus custom-made lamps and repairs. Meeks Electric and Lighting, 984 Grand Avenue, Grover Beach, phone 489-9154.
Advanced Hearing Aid Center in San Luis Obispo offers digital hearing aids for the same cost of conventional hearing aids, and satisfaction is guaranteed. If you think you have a hearing problem, call Alex today for a free hearing evaluation. Don't go a minute longer having to ask people to repeat themselves or having difficulty in hearing people over the phone. The price is right, and the time is now to see Alex for a fitting to begin better hearing at Advanced Hearing Aid Center, 628 California Boulevard, Suite B, in the California Medical Center.
The Sports Dome has the greatest selection of sports memorabilia, including favorite team barbecue braziers and helmet snack bowls. Also blanket throws, pillows, t-shirts, jackets, pennants, wallets, and much more, all with your favorite team logo. The Sports Dome, 1312 Grand Avenue, Arroyo Grande.
For the biggest and best pizza on the Central Coast, make tracks to Sam's Giant Manhattan Pizza, 883 Oak Boulevard in the Ralph Shopping Center. Eat so good.
This was recorded originally by Marty Robbins and then later by the King.
Born in the heat of the desert, my mother died giving me life, deprived of the love of a father, blamed for the loss of his wife. You know, Lord, I've been in prison for something that I've never done. Been one hill after another, but I've climbed them all one by one. But this time, Lord, you gave me a mountain I may never climb. And it isn't a hill any longer. You gave me a mountain this time. My woman got tired of the heartaches, tired of the grief and the strife, tired of working for nothing, tired of being my wife. She took my one ray of sunshine, she took my pride and my joy, she took my reason for living, she took my small baby boy. But this time, Lord, you gave me a mountain I may never climb. And it isn't a hill any longer. You gave me a mountain this time. You gave me a mountain this time. See you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
new children's book on the market called Butterbees Came To Be. And with me today we have the author and the wife of the illustrator. Lana Grimm is the co-author along with her sister over here. And this is the lady who is married to the illustrator, David Michener, who's been in the business for many, many years. Nice to have you here too, Marian.
Thank you very much.
So, okay, how did you guys, now I know that, and I am starting to feel a little bit like the Oprah Winfrey Book Club without the money. Karen Grensick edited your book. Now, how did you meet? Because you're from Johannesburg.
Well, originally from Johannesburg. Okay. I do live in the States. I live in Arizona. And I was at a Society for Children's Writers and Illustrators workshop, and I sat next to Karen Grensick.
This kid is everywhere, I'm telling you.
I had my first plush Butterbee toy stuck in my bag, and I pulled it out, and she said, "Oh, what's that?" And I said, "It's a Butterbee," and that's how we met. And she bought the very first Butterbee that was on the market, and one thing led to another, and she became my literary agent. And then she, by chance, serendipitously met David Michener on one of his daily walks, and maybe Donna can tell that story.
And what happened there, Donna?
Well, my husband walks every day, and he was admiring a new addition that Karen had over her garage, and this darling woman comes out in her jammies and bunny slippers to empty her trash, and they got talking, and he said he'd been with Disney for 31 years and was retired. And she asked him what he would like to do now, and he said, "Oh, maybe write a children's book." And the light bulb went off, and anyone knowing Karen knows she just about went into orbit. Yeah. And anyway, that's how all this came to be. She put a set of the toys on our porch, and they sat there for a month, and when we came back, my husband and she got together, and he started to make the drawings, and they had an original book, and this doubled in size, so there were extra drawings that weren't in the first one, new characters, and that's how I got involved. I wrote the verse for all the new characters. Yes, I did. And
I'll show you a shot of the front of the book here, too. It's a very, it's a cute little book, it really is, and although it's designed for children, it's pleasant for adults to read as well. I may have you read a couple of pages here in a little bit, if you would. I wanted to ask you, though, Lana, did you design these all by yourself? Did you just have a vision? Because I know you came up with the idea of the bee through a dream.
Right. The idea of calling our business Bee Unlimited came through a dream. And then the idea of the Butterbees actually came from a situation that my sister Tania was in with a person from a different culture. And one day we were sitting and talking, and she said to me, "Well, if I married this man, what would my children be?" And I love bees, and she loves butterflies. And I said, "They'd be Butterbees." And she said, "What are Butterbees?" So I said, "Well, it's the combination of both the bees and the butterflies, and they have the gifts of both the bees and the butterflies. And so your children would have unique gifts and talents, just like the Butterbees." And that was the seed of inspiration for the story. And then it expanded to be a story to help children have a positive attitude. Every page has a be positive message, like be happy, be creative, be patient. And that was inspired after a bad car accident that I had, caused by a suicidal teenager. I wanted to be able to contribute something after that to young children to help them feel good about themselves at an early age. So it's a combination of factors.
I was going to show how this came to be. Annie, can you get a shot of these pictures here? This was the first version you came up with?
That's the very first. We call him Grandfather Butterbee, and he was handmade. I made him by hand. And then we connected with a toy manufacturer, and they made the very first prototype, which is the next one.
Right, there you go.
And
I like your final product.
That's my Chinese Butterbee. And then finally we have reached the point where we feel we have our true Butterbees, Busy and Buzzy Butterbee, the twins.
Can I show this one on camera?
Sure.
Okay, thanks, Lana. Now this is the male version here.
They're twins.
Oh, they actually are twins.
They're actually
here you go.
twins.
Here you go. Now, wherever the books are sold, I assume the toys are sold as well?
Right now, the toys are sold wherever the books are.
Okay. And what do these run, just so we'll have some
approximately $25 retail.
For stuffed
and 20
animals.
for the book.
Yeah, okay. And the books are available where?
The books are now available at the Collection Gift Gallery in the Cliffs Hotel and at Spyglass Trading Company.
In Shell Beach, both of them.
Yeah,
in
nice
Shell
place.
Beach. Barnes & Noble will be carrying it in the next few weeks once it's in the system, and tomorrow we're going to go around and
get some more bookstores.
Get some more bookstores and toy stores.
Yeah, so you're doing it all yourself.
Definitely.
Do you enjoy the promotion of the book?
It's fun. Yeah. We met some wonderful people. We had a book signing yesterday at the Cliffs.
And how did it go there?
It was wonderful. And particularly grandmothers, like myself, they came up and said that they were buying the books, but they were going to keep them at their house to read to their grandchildren. Because if
so when the kids came there, they
right. And one grandmother said, reading enlightens your life, and that's what she wanted to teach her grandchildren, which we thought was wonderful.
It really does. Do you have time to read a couple of pages here?
Sure.
From the book, just to give our viewers an idea of what's in store for them. And I'll show a couple of pictures so you can put the camera on the book, if you will,
Okay, we'll start
Annie.
from the beginning.
And as she reads, got about a minute and a half left here, so I wanted to get a little bit of this in if I possibly could. Now, David Michener, any relation to James Michener, by the way?
Actually, yes.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
In what way? Cousin? What?
Uncle.
Uncle. Okay. I'm sorry. It's all yours, Lana.
All right. One magical, calm spring day in Red Rock Canyons far away, bright butterflies and buzzing bees greeted cacti, flowers, and trees. Buzz hum, buzz hum, buzz hum, hum, hum. On this bright and sunny day, a bee went out to work and play, buzzing happily in the sun, flower to flower having fun. Buzz hum, buzz hum, buzz hum, hum, hum. A handsome butterfly floated by, curious to see what's up and why.
Little Miss Bee, what is your name? What are you doing? Playing a game?
You've got an act here.
My friends call me Miss Bonnie Bee. I'm as busy as I can be. I carry pollen to and fro. This helps the baby flowers grow. I collect nectar for the hive, making honey to stay alive. We keep our beehive neat and clean and work together for our queen.
Okay, that's all you get for free. The rest of you have to buy the book. Well, thank you very much, ladies, for coming by.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of success. I think this will be good for kids and for adults alike.
We hope so.
And for grandmothers to put on their coffee tables for the kids. Lana and
to
Tania,
read, not put
to
on
read,
their coffee
not put
table.
And this is what you get, okay? The Butterbee. And we'll be right back. Don't go away.
See any good movies lately?
Mattress and Bed Superstore proves that the top name brands Sealy Posturepedic doesn't have to be expensive. Only $4.99 for a queen-size set. Sealy is #1 in sales and customer satisfaction surveys. Free delivery and setup, or free bed frame with qualifying purchase, and free removal of old bedding at Mattress and Bed Superstores in the Laguna Village Shopping Center, San Luis Obispo, and Albertson Center in Atascadero. But hurry, sale ends soon.
The Box Express carries boxes for shipping or moving, UPS, FedEx, private mailboxes, notary service, packaging supplies, and is a utility pay station. Go see Lisa at Box Express.
If dedicated, high-level personal service is important to you, when you're ready to buy or sell coins, stamps, gold, or silver, then California Coin and Stamp is your store. You'll find Alan and Lois Crawford there to help you 6 days a week, and you can find them at 253B Granada Way, San Luis Obispo, off South Higuera between Tank Farm Road and Prado Road, or give them a call at 541-8775, 541-8775, and tell them Rick sent you.
Hi, I'm Richard Meeks from Meeks Electric and Lighting. Thank you for your patronage, and thank you for watching Rick at Night and Day.
Just quickly, let me give you my new email address. It's just Rick, R-I-C-K, 3732 at AOL.com. Any ideas, any guest ideas, you can email me there. On Saturday, June 30th, the second annual Martel Cup Golf Tournament was held at the beautiful Morro Bay Golf Course on a gorgeous day. Match play, friendly competition between the KSBY and KCOY employees. This tournament is the brainchild of KSBY sports anchor Dave Wallace, who also coordinated the entire event. It was a fun day for hackers like myself, and you'll see many of your local television favorites there, along with my partner for the day, Billy Gibbs, who teaches golf out at Avila Beach, and Jim Coles, who is the pro at Morro Bay Golf Course. This piece of video was shot and edited by my co-director of Rick at Night and Day, Clint George. So here we go, the Martel Cup, #2.
he will. Rick, the course is yours.
Oh, God, this is going to be awful.
Andy Bean, don't let me down. Look at him go. Good putt, huh? Wow, cool.
Tony's shot. Or did you think about it?
Actually, I've been thinking a lot about Tony's shots. It's a good thing he's a newscaster. You know, he's very good at his job.
What's your night job? Huh?
He's very good at his job, and quite a gentleman, actually.
Yeah, he is a gentleman.
You mentioned the shot. Is that what you said?
I think he should cut the string on that golf ball, don't you? It's time.
Look at your shot, right down the middle.
Look at that.
I have never seen a shot more in the middle. Actually, I have the fairway moved over a little bit, so
Yeah,
it's
that would
exactly
help me a lot, yes.
But nice shot. What a perfect shot. Look at my partner here.
Oh,
yeah, that's my partner.
Hey, over the top.
Now, Tony's working with a pro, as am I. But Tony's doing better. Could it be? Okay, here we go.
It's like this shouldn't look like gay. Yeah, in theory, that's the theory anyway. The positive. Yeah, I'd like to see some. Well, you some follow through. You make these fun. Yeah. Right edge of the That a boy, look at that for birdie.
Pointed at us.
You know, all my life it's been that way, Rick. So it's I've had 2 highlights my whole life, and I wasn't even there for one of them. So at least, but I hope next time that you can catch the a few shots that we have. We're coming back.
At least the ambiance.
Just playing with you, Rick, is just more of a pleasure. I can't lose.
I know.
We can't lose.
Okay.
Let's grab some.
So are we ahead or behind?
Actually, we're Jimmy Coles and Tony Coppola got us down by two holes.
They still have us, huh?
We are 1 over par. They are 1 under par.
Okay. Remember we taught you that?
Nobody can take me better than you taught me that, didn't you, Rick?
That's what I mean.
Here at the Computer Junkyard, we offer used and refurbished computers, printers, complete systems, motherboards, hard drives, keyboards, mouses, and various cards like sound, network, and video cards. You name it, if it goes into a computer, we're likely to have it.
Home Appliance Center is your one-stop local superstore for all major appliances. Family owned and operated since 1985, Home Appliance Center features factory-authorized sales and service of all major brands, including Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and GE. Plus, you can save money on as-is appliances, all with full factory warranties. Same-day delivery and service in most cases. So come to Home Appliance Center at 951 Grand Avenue in Arroyo Grande and have a honey of a day.
For great food in a cheery atmosphere, try the new Station Grill for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Burgers, chicken, deli sandwiches, salads, and more. Station Grill at the corner of Highway 1 and Grand, adjacent to the rail station in Grover Beach. Call 489-3030. Ladies, browse through the wonderful selection of affordable fashions at Les Boutique. 60% new, 40% pre-owned merchandise, 100% affordable.
Everybody's shopping at As Seen on TV, the most unique store on the Central Coast. As Seen on TV stocks everything you'd like to order from TV infomercials for less. There's no shipping and handling costs, so you save money. There's no waiting, and you can check out the product before you buy. Come in and browse at As Seen on TV, open 7 days a week in the Ralph Shopping Center, 871 Oak Park Boulevard, Pismo Beach. As Seen on TV, call 481-3776.
Hi, we're Chris and Karen of the Station Grill in Grover Beach. We'd like to thank you for watching Rick at Night and invite you in to try our food.
You're looking at Marian Willingham and her 2 dogs. What are their names again?
Max and Libby.
Which one is Max? The big one, I
Max
would
is the big one.
Okay.
He was only a baby there. He was only 9 months old there, so he's much bigger now.
All right. And she is the author of, yes, we have another author on today, Journey to the Shape of You. And Marian is the author. Formerly a hairstylist?
Yes, I was.
You were a compulsive overeater?
I was a compulsive overeater.
Were you really 200 pounds at one time?
I was 200 pounds. Yes, I was.
How long ago was that?
I healed my relationship with food when I was 30, and it took me a year to lose 60 pounds. And I'm 39, so 8 years I've been this weight, this size.
And you've kept it
yes,
at that size.
That was my dilemma, is I would lose weight, but I would gain it back.
Well, why do people become compulsive overeaters? Is there anything that triggers that? It's got to be something in the id or in their mind, isn't it? Really?
Well, they learn how to comfort themselves with food.
With food.
Just like as a child, our parents, we come home from school, we have a bad day. Oh, what's wrong? Let's make some cookies, or let's go to the bakery and let me get you a donut. Children actually kind of taught to comfort themselves with food through their parents.
Yeah. Well, you know, I always went to my grandmother's house because she always had something going like that too. So, you know, maybe it starts back there in a way.
It does. Food is very nurturing.
But you are what you're called a food coach now,
I am
right?
a food
For
coach.
individuals and or groups, I would assume.
Yes, I do lots of workshops nationwide, and I work one-on-one in my private practice, The Shape of You.
And what's the first thing you would tell me if I came to you and I said, you know, I'm 50 pounds overweight and I can't seem to stop eating. I can't lose a pound, obviously, if I can't stop eating. I don't know why I eat all the time. I know I just eat to be eating most of the time. And what would you say?
I would say 2 things. The first thing is that it's very important to differentiate between physical hunger and emotional hunger. So many of us, we eat all the time because we're upset that we forget what physical hunger feels like. And to validate you, what I would say is, how old are you right now, and how old were you when you developed a weight problem? And you need to realize that you've probably spent many years struggling with your weight and yo-yo dieting. And so for me, I was 30 years old when I healed my relationship with food, and I had learned to comfort myself with food when I was 10 years old. So I spent 20 years of my life comforting myself with food. So when you look at a number like that, you have to realize it's going to take at least a year to heal your relationship with food.
I see. And you suggest also that everybody on your schedule, for lack of a better word, that they keep a diary.
Yes,
that does help.
a journal,
okay.
absolutely.
A journal of,
Writing is a form of therapy.
Work?
Well, writing is a form of therapy, and when you're healing your relationship with food, you are discovering all the reasons that you have chosen to comfort yourself with food. You're discovering the times of day when you're very vulnerable to be compulsive with food. So you need to begin asking yourself, what am I really hungry for? Am I hungry for a hug? Am I hungry for a phone call to a good friend? Am I hungry to plan a vacation? Am I hungry to make different career choices because I'm miserable in my job? And those are the common issues that cause people to be compulsive with food and comfort themselves with food. So what you want to do is begin on the page asking yourself, what am I hungry for, instead of habitually going into the kitchen and opening up the refrigerator.
I see. You know, it seems like every year one of the network newscasts comes up with a segment on fat people,
yes.
You know, and how our country is vastly overweight. And then they take, I don't know how they get away with this, but they take rear-end shots of these chubby people walking down the street, which, you know, I guess they get permission. At any rate,
I doubt it.
but I doubt it. But it seems like every year there is a story on that America is a land of overeaters. They really are. Maybe you can attribute to fast food restaurants, I don't know, probably to a degree, but really it starts here, doesn't it?
It does, and one in 4 people in America is obese. Obese being 60 to 100 pounds overweight. Okay?
Really, that many?
And the diet industry fails people. National statistics show that for every diet a person goes on, they're going to lose the weight, but they're going to regain it plus 10%. So if you lose 50 pounds, you're going to regain 55 pounds.
Whoa.
And this is a national statistic. 1 in 200 people will be successful with keeping the weight loss off.
That's not
1 in 200. We have to heal our relationship with food from within. We have to discover what is eating at us. It's not what we're eating, it's what's eating at us that causes us to be compulsive with food.
And yet, isn't it amazing when you look on the best seller list, any week out of the year, you'll always see at least one diet book on there. Suzanne Summers' the most recent, I guess, you know.
Yes.
I eat anything you want and stay slim and all that, or Dr. Pridkin's diet or whatever. And they just sell enormously huge in the market. And yet, I have heard that very same thing. I have a friend that I work with on the show occasionally. She said, I've tried every diet under the sun, and none of them helps me keep it off. It sounds like your way is the solid way to get rid of it and keep it off.
It's long term. When you lose weight by discovering what's eating at you, you're not going to gain the weight back. You'll keep it off forever.
Now, you're going to be doing something at Barnes & Noble.
Yes, I'm going to be giving a workshop at Barnes & Noble. I'm very excited about it. July 17th, 7 p.m. And we're going to go through the steps in my book.
All right. What is it, 7 steps, or how many steps do you have there?
There's 7 weeks. I have you spend a week in each issue that causes people to be compulsive with food.
Okay. I did read this, but I read it about a week and a half ago. And I also read Butterbees in between.
I love Butterbees.
And Greg Isles' Black Flag and several others. So you came up with this idea, you were a hairdresser, and all of a sudden you decided you were going to do something about your weight problem, right? And you took it upon yourself to, did you do any research or just look into your own?
Well, I discovered the books by Janine Roth and Judy Wardell, and it was a philosophy that people were just starting to realize, oh my gosh, it's not about dieting, it's about dealing with the issues that cause you to be compulsive with food. So that's what happened, and as I lost weight, all my clients were saying, how are you doing it? How are you losing weight? And I was really tired of doing hair. I've been doing hair for 15 years.
Don't blame me.
So I started to do
hard work.
To help people feel beautiful from the inside out instead of the outside in.
And your, actually your thesis is that women should have curves, right?
That's why I love the design on my book, is it shows a woman with a beautiful body.
Yeah, Jill Knight did that.
Jill Knight designed the cover of
performer.
my book. Yeah, local music artist,
Yeah.
and she did this, and it's so true.
Really? Oh,
we
I'm
have
sorry,
to
she's
celebrate
giving me-
our curves.
Where can we get this book now? Real
Barnes
quick,
&
because
Noble,
Barnes & Noble,
Amazon.com,
Amazon.com.
Borders.
All right. It's called Journey to the Shape of You. It's Marian Willingham's book. If you want to lose weight, lock on. Thank you, Marian.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Be right back with the song spot.
Mattress Outlet, your lowest price. Mattress Source, the largest selection. Great prices too. With same-day delivery, it's so easy to do. Factory direct means savings to you. Mattress Outlet, your lowest price. Mattress Source.
Let Meeks light up your life with a wonderful selection of lamps and lighting, both indoor and outdoor lights for residential, commercial, and landscaping, plus custom-made lamps and repairs. Meeks Electric and Lighting, 984 Grand Avenue, Grover Beach, phone 489-9154.
Advanced Hearing Aid Center in San Luis Obispo offers digital hearing aids for the same cost of conventional hearing aids, and satisfaction is guaranteed. If you think you have a hearing problem, call Alex today for a free hearing evaluation. Don't go a minute longer having to ask people to repeat themselves or having difficulty in hearing people over the phone. The price is right, and the time is now to see Alex for a fitting to begin better hearing at Advanced Hearing Aid Center, 628 California Boulevard, Suite B, in the California Medical Center.
The Sports Dome has the greatest selection of sports memorabilia, including favorite team barbecue braziers and helmet snack bowls. Also blanket throws, pillows, t-shirts, jackets, pennants, wallets, and much more, all with your favorite team logo. The Sports Dome, 1312 Grand Avenue, Arroyo Grande.
For the biggest and best pizza on the Central Coast, make tracks to Sam's Giant Manhattan Pizza, 883 Oak Boulevard in the Ralph Shopping Center. Eat so good.
Hi, I'm Lisa Jones, owner of the Box Express, and I wanted to thank you for your patronage. Also, I wanted to thank you for watching Rick at Night and Day.
Here's an Elvis Presley arrangement of Crying in the Chapel.
You saw me crying in the chapel. The tears I shed were tears of joy. I know the meaning of contentment. Now I'm happy with the Lord. Just a plain and simple chapel where humble people go to pray. I pray the Lord that I grow stronger as I live from day to day. I've searched and I've searched, but I didn't find no way on earth to gain peace of mind. Now I'm happy in the chapel where people are of one accord. Yes, we gather in the chapel just to sing and praise the Lord. You'll search and you'll search, but you'll never find no way to gain peace of mind. Take your trouble to the chapel. Get down on your knees and pray. Then your burdens will be lighter, 'cause you soon will find the way. See you next time, everybody.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in today or tonight, as the case may be, to Rick at Night and Day. That's why we did this. I want to show you one real quick item here from the As Seen on TV store in Pismo Beach. I love to go there. But this time I was over there trying to collect money, and I was having trouble seeing as I wrote out the receipt. And he said, "What's wrong with your glasses?" I'm talking about Mike Wilson, the owner. And I said, "I got a big scratch there. I don't know where it came from." And he tossed this at me. "Scratch be gone. You take this, there's a little pencil in there, you put it over the scratches on your lens, whether they be plastic or glass, and then you rub a little cloth over it, and I swear to God, it works. It's gone, right? That's right, it worked for Abe.
Great testimony.
Okay, my guest today is Starr Cottler, and Starr is the daughter of a gentleman who played drums for Frank Sinatra for, what, 31 years, Starr?
33 years.
33 years.
33 years.
Well, welcome to the show, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Rick.
Appreciate it. That must have been kind of a heady experience for you. Not only is your father famous in his own right, but then to meet the legend Frank Sinatra. Did you indeed meet him and go to some of his concerts?
Yes, I met him many times, and Frank Sinatra was always wonderful to me.
Was he really?
He was. He loved my father.
Yeah, I read that when your father died in, what, 89, was it?
August of 89, yes.
That Frank was really devastated. There was even talk that he might quit for a while there.
There was some talk of that, and I think a lot of it was that he had lost so many of his friends at that point that he wasn't expecting to lose my father as well. And he was grieving, and they went through 8 drummers.
Well, you know, as he mentioned in an article that I read, Irv, your father, if Sinatra would blow a lyric, as we're all wont to do it occasionally, he would fill in with the drums there, and you wouldn't even know it, you know, if you didn't know the song. I want to show some of the pictures you brought here because these are terrific. And Annie, if you're set, whenever you want to do it, we'll do it. Okay, and you can tell us who this is. We know that's Sinatra, and that's obviously your father.
That's my father. And that's his drum set in the back.
And let's see, this was 1984.
Yes. They were probably doing a gig at Caesar's Palace. And my father said, "Hey, can I have a photo with you, Frank?" Because he was doing his own album, which was dedicated to Frank Sinatra big band music. And it was an album entitled "I've Got You Under My Skins."
Oh, yeah. How many times I wondered, did Irv play that?
Oh, many, many times.
3 minutes and 48 seconds, that song. I've sung it 100 times
3
myself.
minutes, wow,
Yeah.
okay.
There's Frank. How old was he here? Do you have any idea?
I would say it was the late 60s. Late 60s.
Do you recall the year that he did his first television special on NBC, A Man and His Music? Was that in the 65, 67? Am I getting that?
I believe it was later than that. I think
Really,
it was
was it?
around 70.
Because I was in San Diego at the time, and I was thinking...
Oh, maybe you're right.
No, maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
I usually am. Here's a great picture here.
Those were the 6 men that went on the road with Frank.
I know, that's your father next to Frank on Frank's...
On the left.
Left side, okay.
On the left, and at the time that was his piano player, Vincent Falcone, his guitar player, Tony Mottola, trumpet player, Charlie Turner, and bass player, his name escapes me at this moment.
That can happen too.
I guess.
Tony Mottola went on to be quite famous in his own right as a guitarist.
He was very famous, yes.
Not only did your dad play on tours with him, but he also played in so many of his recording sessions, and I guess, what, all of the reprise recordings that he did?
Well, if you gather the whole body of work together, including Tommy Dorsey and Harry James, I would say it's about 80% of Sinatra's work.
That is a lot of music. And, you know, the years that I recall the most for Sinatra, and so we would also incorporate your father, were the swinging years, what, 56 or 57, mid-50s, I believe. Swinging a Faire.
Swinging a Faire.
Oh, I loved all the songs on that album.
It was a great album.
Was that Nelson Riddle or Billy May?
Swinging a Faire was Billy May.
Okay, it was Billy May. And then Nelson Riddle. Gordon Jenkins has some great lush arrangements, as I recall. Am I getting this right?
You're getting it right.
Because
You're
I don't have
doing
a computer that works, or it works, I just don't know how to do it, so I'm trying to rely on memory. Now, this is which orchestra now?
This would be an orchestra that was on the road with Frank. You can see kind of Tony Mottola was there at the time, Vincent Falcone. It's 1982.
82.
I really don't know where they were. They were on stage somewhere, and Frank's sitting on the chair right here.
There it is.
And Irv is in the back on the drums, and
piano player Vincent Falcone. And Vincent Falcone was with Frank not that long, meaning like 5 or 6 years. Bill Miller really was his piano player for about 48 years.
When you knew Frank, and I'm trying to remember, I guess your dad was gone when Frank went on tour with Liza Minnelli and Sammy Davis Jr., am I right or not?
No, my father actually was on tour with them.
Oh, he was?
He was, yes. He was.
That must have been a heady experience. They were going from town to town and putting on these 2-hour, 2.5-hour shows.
You know what? They were doing that whether Liza and Sammy was there regardless. That's what Frank always did.
Did he always do that long
Always.
show?
Always. He always had an agenda, an itinerary a year in advance, and he would go from town to town, all over the place.
You know, I read somewhere in some publication, it showed his itinerary over the years and all the charitable functions that he performed at. And I was just amazed. Every year he must have done, and I'm not exaggerating, 30 to 40 charity shows.
At least.
Charitable shows, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Along with all of his bits in Las Vegas and Lake Tahoe and all the places he played. Yeah.
That's right. In fact, I don't know if you're aware of this, but when Mr. Sinatra passed away 3 years ago, in terms of the contribution that he donated to charities, he had raised over $1 billion.
Oh my goodness. We'll talk about that when we come back, Starr. Right back with Starr Cottler. Please stay tuned and pay attention to these messages, if you will.
Hi, I'm Richard Meeks from Meeks Electric and Lighting. Thank you for your patronage and thank you for watching Rick at Night and Day.
Now you can enjoy the beauty of the Central Coast from your hotel or living room by watching Hometown Life and Table for Two on Channel 6. Local television at its best.
See any good movies lately?
Mattress and Bed Superstore proves that the top name brands Sealy Posturepedic doesn't have to be expensive. Only $4.99 for a queen size set. Sealy is #1 in sales and customer satisfaction surveys. Free delivery and setup or free bed frame with qualifying purchase and free removal of old bedding at Mattress and Bed Superstores in the Laguna Village Shopping Center, San Luis Obispo, and Albertson Center in Atascadero. But hurry, sale ends soon.
The Box Express carries boxes for shipping or moving, UPS, FedEx, private mailboxes, notary service, packaging supplies, and is a utility pay station. Go see Lisa at Box Express.
Hello, my name is Ray Lamberth at Home Appliance Center in Aurora Grande. Thanks for watching Rick at Night and Day.
If dedicated, high-level personal service is important to you, when you're ready to buy or sell coins, stamps, gold, or silver, then California Coin and Stamp is your store. You'll find Alan and Lois Crawford there to help you 6 days a week, and you can find them at 253B Granada Way, San Luis Obispo, off South Higuera between Tank Farm Road and Prado Road, or give them a call at 541-8775, 541-8775, and tell them Rick sent you.
And we're back with Starr Cottler. She's the daughter of the gentleman you're looking at. That's Irv Cottler, who was a drummer with Frank Sinatra for some 33 years through public appearances, concerts, and many, many recording sessions. He became a, what they call a session musician, didn't he, for a long time there?
Yes.
Which meant he was in great demand by other artists other than Frank.
Yes, in fact, the two arrangers that would always contact him were Billy May and Nelson Riddle.
Yeah, two of the best ever, I think.
Right, they were.
And here's something. May I read this?
You can. That's why I brought
It's kind of a personal thing, but sometimes Sinatra got a bad rap with his temper and the people he ran around with. But here's the other side of Frank Sinatra. It's dated March 1987. It has his name at the heading there. It's to your mother and father. Dear Rose and Irv, just a short note to thank you for your good wishes and concern during my recent surgeries. Hearing from you meant a great deal to me, and I'm sure helped in my speedy recovery. I'm happy to say I'm doing well and back in good shape. I'm all set to go back to work. I am so fortunate to have friends like you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me know you care. With much love, Frank Sinatra. That's kind of nice. Well, he didn't even say Sinatra, he just signed it Frank. So there's the good side, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
One other thing I want to mention before we show, well, let me show this picture here because this is really something. Now, you can tell what this is, Starr.
That is the presidential inauguration for Nancy Reagan and Ronald Reagan.
Actually, Ronald was really
He was the
president.
president.
Although some people disputed that.
I guess Nancy consulted with her astrologer.
He says, well, Nancy, let's do this dance for the guy. That's really nice. And here's one here of Frank and
Tony Bennett.
Was it, sometimes I get this wrong, was it Tony Bennett or Vic Damone that Frank thought had the best pipes? Do you recall?
Tony Bennett.
It was Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
But I know he spoke highly of Vic Damone at one
He did.
time, too.
He did.
Vic didn't have the swinging style. He was a great balladeer, and he had a pretty voice, but no heart, you know, and...
He was just kind of...
Kind of blah and a pretty voice.
Right. But you know, another famous singer, Perry Como, who we lost recently, Frank loved him, too.
Yeah,
you know,
he did.
So, and he was pretty smooth, too.
Do you miss this kind of music as much as I do?
Yes. Absolutely.
Lord, I am so sick of guitar strumming and screaming and rotten lyrics. And, you know, sometimes I watch these old movies where they'll have the big bands, you know, maybe Glenn Gray or whatever, and the vocalists, and it's pretty staid at times. But when you see people like Sinatra and Tony Bennett and even Jack Jones, I thought was very good singer, singing those great songs, I just kind of ache for those times. I really do.
I agree with you. I think some of it is the fact that the computer came into being.
You think that has something to do with it?
I do, because there's so many track layovers with computer music that you don't feel the heart and soul of the musician.
Yeah, but this really changed a long time before computers really got hot. You can go back 20 years, 25 years.
It did, but you know, you still, if you went 20 years ago, at least you could go to a movie score and know that it wasn't computerized.
That is true. That is true. Who is your favorite singer of all time? Whether it
My favorite singer?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
You mean a popular singer?
It doesn't have to be Sinatra. Yeah, whomever.
You know, I don't think I have one. I mean, in terms of a popular male singer, it is Frank Sinatra. Yeah. But you know, I like John Lennon. I love the Beatles.
Yeah.
And
who doesn't?
I used to even like, I know this sounds strange, but I liked Bob Dylan when he had a pure voice and singing folk music.
A dear friend of mine who has since passed on, Trish Peters, just loved Bob Dylan, and I used to tease her about that.
I get teased about that all the time.
But anyway, Old Blue Eyes, still leader of the pack. This came out April 15th, 2001. It was in the Tribune. Old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra has beaten Elvis Presley in a poll of the 20th century's greatest voices, according to the British Broadcasting Corporation. He topped the list of 100 voices. Skipping around here. Elvis came in second, Nat King Cole third, fourth and fifth went to Ella Fitzgerald and crooner Bing Crosby. I can't dispute any of that.
I think it's a good list.
I do too, yeah. Let me show this picture, speaking of Bob Hoper here.
That's a radio show that the man on the left is Les Brown, and my father's in the middle, and Bob Hope. And I believe they were doing a radio show in Los Angeles, and it was the late 40s, because I showed it to Les Brown, and that's what he remembered. Les
Brown and his band of renown, right? I'll show this picture of your father when he was young and trim and really in his top form.
He was in his prime, and that's my favorite photo.
That is a publicity photo that goes out in front of the cabaret, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, on the placard. That's very, very nice. And one other here, Jerry Lewis, huh?
Jerry Lewis.
Leaning on the Irv Cottler sign.
Yeah, he's leaning on a sign, and he's probably at one of his movie productions at Paramount.
Which he made a lot of, by the way.
He made a lot of Jerry Lewis movies with Jerry.
Yeah. Okay, anything you want to say that pops? Oh, one more here. We got one more minute, and if I don't do this, I'll be in deep trouble. This is a dog that, this is Binky, right?
It's Binky the pug.
Yeah, Binky sings if you feed him right.
Her.
Her right, okay.
She's wearing a little dress.
Yeah. I heard that you were on Dave Congalton's radio show, and he had a little trouble getting to sing
Actually,
on key.
she did sing, and we were on his show on Tuesday in honor of the movie Dogs and Cats.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
I didn't hear that, darn
Yes,
it. Yeah.
she was excellent.
Oh, so she did sing?
Oh, yes, she
that's
sang.
cool.
No, we've been on about 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
She does a real good
Well, let me know the next time you do it, because I got to hear this.
Well, I can bring her on your show.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Starr. And we will do
Rick.
this again, because you can't cover Frank Sinatra or your father either in 14
I
minutes.
really appreciate you having me on.
I enjoyed it very much.
Thanks, honey.
And we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. We're going to talk about the Renaissance Faire in a little bit.
Here at the Computer Junkyard, we offer used and refurbished computers, printers, complete systems, motherboards, hard drives, keyboards, mouses, and various cards like sound, network, and video cards. You name it, if it goes into a computer, we're likely to have it.
Home Appliance Center is your one-stop local superstore for all major appliances. Family owned and operated since 1985, Home Appliance Center features factory-authorized sales and service of all major brands, including Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and GE. Plus, you can save money on as-is appliances, all with full factory warranties. Same-day delivery and service in most cases. So come to Home Appliance Center at 951 Grand Avenue in Arroyo Grande and have a honey of a day.
For great food in a cheery atmosphere, try the new Station Grill for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Burgers, chicken, deli sandwiches, salads, and more. Station Grill at the corner of Highway 1 and Grand, adjacent to the rail station in Grover Beach. Call 489-3030. Ladies, browse through the wonderful selection of affordable fashions at Les Boutique. 60% new, 40% pre-owned merchandise, 100% affordable.
Everybody's shopping at As Seen on TV, the most unique store on the Central Coast. As Seen on TV stocks everything you'd like to order from TV infomercials for less. There's no shipping and handling costs, so you save money. There's no waiting, and you can check out the product before you buy. Come in and browse at As Seen on TV, open 7 days a week in the Ralph Shopping Center, 871 Oak Park Boulevard, Pismo Beach. As Seen on TV, call 481-3776.
Hi, we're Chris and Karen of the Station Grill in Grover Beach. We'd like to thank you for watching Rick at Night and invite you in to try our food.
Almost time now, once again, boy, time flies here, for the Renaissance Festival on the Central Coast, held out across from Cuesta College. And my two guests are the people who run things here. You'll be looking now at Larry Gunn, and this is Mickie Perez of the Renaissance Faire, and they're in the garb, some of the garb you'll see there. They make a quick turn. You know, if I were Oprah, I'd know how to call this, but I like, I'm sorry, Mickie, but I like that soft leather vest that Larry's wearing real good, and the bell sleeves. When he walks, it makes a clanging noise. I'm sorry. You can sit down now.
Thank you.
Fine. Okay. Nice to see you, folks. How long does it take you to get ready for this big production that you do every year?
It takes 10 months.
Does it really?
Yes.
So in effect, when one ends, you take a couple of months off and start all over again.
Start all over again.
Yes. Tell us about some of it. Now, I know this is a non-profit thing that you're doing here. You do it as volunteers and you love it. And the only people getting paid really are the performers and the jousters, huh?
Yes. Correct.
Yes.
Tell us about the jousting, because that's kind of popular with the recent release of the Heath Ledger Nite movie.
Well, we have these jousters that come from Florida, and they ride horses that are what we call period horses. They were the type of horses they had during jousting, great big tall horses. They're all in armor. These guys,
the horses are in armor?
The horses are in armor, and the knights are in armor. Yeah. And the jousting is not choreographed. They get on each end of the arena and go for it.
They really go for it.
They go for it.
It's called full contact jousting.
No kidding. I didn't know. I thought it was choreographed,
no,
but it's not.
The lances, if they hit them right, the lances will break. They don't bend, they break.
I see.
And if you see them come off this horse, it's about 5.5 feet high at a gallop.
Plus all that weight of the armor.
Of the armor.
What was this? What does this suit of armor weigh? Do you have any idea?
I would venture it's probably somewhere that they wear maybe 50, 60 pounds of armor. Would be that heavy.
That would really smart if you landed wrong, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Like on your rump or whatever.
Yes.
What's the best thing about putting on something like this for you folks?
Well, we're into history, and I think the best thing is for us to be able to recreate history as historically as possible, and getting something out of it, and knowing that our audience goes away from one of our events with some part of history.
Very good. And it's kind of a, when you say Faire, is that F-A-I-R-E? Is that spelled correctly?
Yeah, that's the way we spell it.
Most
of your Faire people spell Faire. They add that little E to it. In Renaissance times, the way they spell the words are a lot different than we do now, and they had different pronunciations. But for example, we say jail is J-A-I-L. Well, they said jail, but it was G-O-A-L.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
So,
Renaissance, what, 14th to 16th, 17th century?
Yeah, it started 14th century, ended around the 16th century. It made its way from Italy through France up to England.
Okay, and what's the cost this year?
It's $9 for an adult. It's $5 for children 6 to 12, and for seniors that are 60 plus.
Seniors that are 60 plus, okay. And it's going to be the 21st and the 22nd. What is that, a Saturday and a Sunday?
Saturday and a Sunday. Starts at 10 o'clock. On Saturday it ends at 6, and on Sunday it ends at 5.
Okay, and the turnoff is right across from Cuesta, but
in fact, they park
there's a light there, isn't there?
There's a light, and they park in Cuesta College, and we have free shuttle buses to the park.
Oh, that's cool. And you'll have strolling minstrels and what's the big pole they pick up and throw? Or am I?
The caber toss. That's
yeah.
the Celtic games. We don't have that.
I knew
there.
We do have Scottish there, and we do have Irish and Welsh and Germans, but we don't have the Scottish games.
An eclectic group you'll have there.
Well, we have archery. And,
we have archery.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Any
fencing.
Long sword, what do you call it, broadsword fencing?
Yes.
Anything like
we will. The Scottish will do demonstrations on that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I love.
And we
love that period.
We have stuff for the children too. Pony rides, petting zoo.
Lots of things for
children.
A man
in the stocks that they can pelt a criminal.
You do take up a lot of room out there, don't you?
We use the whole park.
Yeah. If you ever need more room, once I clean out my garage, you could play there, and it would work real good for you. Okay, so we're coming up on the 21st and the 22nd. And what is the name of your corporation that?
We are History Revisited.
History Revisited.
We're a nonprofit educational corporation.
Because you're involved with more than just the Renaissance Fair.
That's correct. Right? That's right.
Well, it must keep you too busy every year.
We do. It's something that we like, and we're into all kinds of history from old California to Victorian times, which is my favorite, because the costumes are just beautiful.
Oh, weren't they beautiful?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite movie depicting this time of life?
Oh, well, there's several of them I like.
Kind of threw that at you, didn't it? Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's really, it's hard to pick just one of them, but
pick one.
What's his name? The Scottish one.
Well, I liked the one I just recently saw was Elizabeth I. I like that one.
You know, I haven't seen that yet.
That's beautiful.
That's about Elizabeth when she first became queen.
Yeah.
It's very, costumes are beautiful. The scenery is.
And we do have Elizabeth I at our event.
Yes, we do.
She's back?
She's there.
Back.
She's there with her full court.
Oh, my Lord.
So it is something that you do not want to miss.
That's worth the trip right there, isn't it?
Yes.
How much time did you give me, Annie? I'm sorry. Oh, I have to wrap it up, but I wanted to thank you both for coming in. Wish you the best of luck. And again, it's the 21st, 22nd. That's a Saturday and Sunday across from Cuesta Park, Renaissance Fair, Central Coast Renaissance Festival.
Yes.
That's Renaissance. Did I get it right this time?
It's the 17th one.
I had to look that up 14 times. Thank you very much. Be right back with the song spot.
Mattress Outlet, your lowest price. Mattress Source, the largest selection. Great prices too. With same-day delivery, it's so easy to do. Factory direct means savings to you. Mattress Outlet, your lowest price. Mattress Source.
Let Meeks light up your life with a wonderful selection of lamps and lighting, both indoor and outdoor lights for residential, commercial, and landscaping, plus custom-made lamps and repairs. Meeks Electric and Lighting, 984 Grand Avenue, Grover Beach, phone 489-9154.
Hello, I'm Alan Crawford, co-owner of California Coin and Stamp. We look forward to your patronage and appreciate your business. Look forward to your viewing Rick at Night, and you'll enjoy his programming. Thank you.
Advanced Hearing Aid Center in San Luis Obispo offers digital hearing aids for the same cost of conventional hearing aids, and satisfaction is guaranteed. If you think you have a hearing problem, call Alex today for a free hearing evaluation. Don't go a minute longer having to ask people to repeat themselves or having difficulty in hearing people over the phone. The price is right, and the time is now to see Alex for a fitting to begin better hearing at Advanced Hearing Aid Center, 628 California Boulevard, Suite B, in the California Medical Center.
The Sports Dome has the greatest selection of sports memorabilia, including favorite team barbecue braziers and helmet snack bowls. Also blanket throws, pillows, t-shirts, jackets, pennants, wallets, and much more, all with your favorite team logo. The Sports Dome, 1312 Grand Avenue, Arroyo Grande.
For the biggest and best pizza on the Central Coast, make tracks to Sam's Giant Manhattan Pizza, 883 Oak Boulevard in the Ralph's Shopping Center. Eat so good.
Hi, I'm Lisa Jones, owner of the Box Express, and I wanted to thank you for your patronage. Also, I wanted to thank you for watching Rick at Night and Day.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again too few to mention. I did what I had to do, I saw it through without exemption. I planned each chartered course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as years subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way, my way.
See you next time, everybody.